You've probably seen ads saying you can earn big money just by watching TikTok style videos. And honestly, I got curious too when I saw an ad for an app called TikTok. So I tried it, and within just a few minutes it showed that I had earned more than $30. But the deeper I got into the app, the more things started to change. So today I will give you a real inside look at what actually happens when you try to earn this way, so you can find out if this is worth it for you or not. In case you don't know, my name is Mikael and I test apps and websites to give you a clear picture of what you can really expect before you spend your time on them. In today's video, I'm checking out an app called TikTok, which claims you can earn money simply by watching short videos. I came across it because I saw an ad inside another earning app that I'm using, and it looked like you could earn good money from it, so I decided to test it. At first it looks extremely promising, fast rewards popping up, low payout threshold, and a very simple earning method. But as I kept testing it, there were a few things that stood out, some that seemed surprisingly good and others that raised questions. So in this video I'll take you through exactly what I experienced. How the earnings start, what happens as you get closer to the threshold, how many ads you actually need to watch, and what other users report when trying to cash out. By the end, you'll have a clear picture of whether this is something worth exploring or something you might want to think twice about. So let's start by going over who can join, and TikTok is an app that's only available for Android devices. It doesn't mention anything about the countries it's available in, but from what I can see, it looks like it's available in basically all countries. But before joining, please watch this full video so you know what to expect. And to find out, let me now log in and then I will show you around inside the app. So I have now logged into TikTok, and you can see there are just small videos here, and you just let them play, and then you can see there's a counter here, and once in a while there's also items there that fly around. There's a chest coming in there, and whenever this wheel here has filled up, you can just click it, and then you can claim, and you can see how much you will earn in your local currency. And when you click it to claim, then once in a while an ad will pop up, other times it will not. But you can see here what I supposedly earn now just by clicking here. There is actually an ad down here, but often there's also pop-up ads. But this is equivalent to around 50 cents. So I would just click 50 cents there just to watch an ad. That would be extremely high paying compared to what you can usually earn by watching ads. So I would say that makes it a little bit suspicious, or made me suspicious. I have tested hundreds of earning apps, and when some platform or an app pays this much for watching videos, that's a first cause for concern in my opinion. But I'll just be back once this ad is over, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. So as you can see, it's a very simple way to earn, and the rewards are actually very, very high. In fact, when I first joined, I got even more per ad I watched and per minute I spent in here. It actually showed that I earned around $30 in just 5 minutes. So that would of course be amazing, but it's also so high that it's very suspicious. It's honestly not realistic to earn this much. And there are other things that are quite suspicious here, so let's look a little bit closer at that. So I now jump to the payout section, and you can see here that supposedly I am close to the payout threshold. And this would be the equivalent of around $60 or so. And it has not really taken me that long to reach, but as mentioned, when I first joined, I earned really fast. And this is another thing that is a red flag usually when you join some platform and you just earn a lot at first, and then the more you earn, the less you earn. So the closer you get to the payout threshold, the smaller rewards you get. That's a trick you definitely have to be aware of. I would, however, say they do have a payout threshold here. This is basically like less than a cent even, so you can cash out immediately. And I've also heard from many that it actually does pay out here, but this alone is also suspicious, because why do they have one that is this low? First of all, I'm not going to cash out less than 1 cent to my PayPal account, because PayPal might flag that if you withdraw this small an amount. And then once you've withdrawn one time, you think that, you know, oh, really, it pays, and then you're willing to keep spending time. And the closer you to get to the higher payout threshold, the less you will earn, the more ads you will watch, and the more they will earn. It doesn't cost them anything basically to just pay out the first time, and then you are motivated. But this jump here from this tiny threshold to an extremely high payout threshold, and then you put that together with the unrealistic earnings. Because remember, whenever you earn online, you have to think about what is the business model for them, because if they are not making money, they cannot afford to pay us. They are making money from the ads that are showing there. That's very clear, but they will not earn that much. So they can of course not pay you, for example, $30 in 5 minutes as it showed inside my account. You can be sure that it will be extremely hard to ever reach the payout threshold. And many people are also reporting that even if they are extremely patient and reach the payout threshold, then they run into some other issues. So let's just take a little bit closer look at that also. And you can see there are several reviews here. For example, one saying getting to the 5,000 points, which is around these $50, $60. The exact payout threshold and all that can depend on your currency. And then you were told you did not have enough balance to cash out. Also here, another person that said they made it to the $50, which was not simple because the earnings dramatically decreased over time. That's exactly what I said. That person must have been very patient if he wanted to reach it. And then he was told insufficient balance. And here's a person that said that after he actually tried to withdraw, you can see he was placed in queue. That's another big red flag, that a platform that places you in a queue like that, you know, I've never seen a platform that is actually really trying to place you in a queue like that. And the person have used it for hours and made it to the cash out threshold and then was almost number 500 in queue. And another person says, yes, the first time this 1 cent there, no problem, got paid, but then when you reach the next, then you were told insufficient balance. And there are many reviews like this. Yes, it has a good overall rating, but if you also look at the 5-star reviews, they do sound a little bit strange, and you usually know what that means. That's why in general, I never just fully rely on reviews, whether it's here, Trustpilot, what it is, because they can very easily be manipulated. So the rating is higher or lower depending on people trying to attack them and be negative, or the company itself trying to manipulate it, or things like this. But anyways, when you put all this together with my own test also and the red flags it has, then I would say it looks like you can earn a little bit, that you can get paid, but it is full of red flags. And in my opinion, a complete waste of time. There's a big lack of transparency that is, for me, a big deal breaker. Overall, it's important that you are aware that making money by watching videos will not earn you a lot. In fact, it's one of the least effective ways to earn. But if you want to do that, I would not recommend something like TikTok. Then use the platforms that are completely transparent. You know the threshold. They don't change how much you earn depending on how close you are to the threshold and things like that. I do have a list of my favorite sites like that, or my top recommended sites to earn by watching videos. But again, please keep in mind that watching videos will not earn you a lot. If you want to earn for free, there are other apps, other type of apps where you can earn more effectively. I'll also leave a link below to my top recommended reward app, so you can also check that out. And if you have your own experiences with TikTok or anything, I would love to hear your experiences also in the comments. And if the video helped you, also please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.